one of my children ever brought home someone who didn't have a job and suggested as a solution that I train them to take over my company, which requires years and years of training and experience, I would kick him out. I would kick them both out on their broke asses. No question. That's what I want to talk about today. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie. I am the She in Sheality TV, and today I want to talk about 90 Day Fiance, specifically Kobe and Emily, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, Guillermo and Cara, again, Tweedledee and Tweedledum too, although I don't think she's dumb. I think Guillermo is like, all of these people think that they come to the States and that life is just a big box of chocolates. Like, they don't have to do any work. They can have everything they want. They can do everything they want. And shit should just fall into their laps. Okay, so let's talk about Kobe and Emily. Emily's parents are super nice. They seem like super nice people. But I'm sorry, guys. Y'all did not raise your daughter to be responsible in any kind of way. So you can't say now, because she has no job and Kobe has no job and they have a baby and they're living in your house and she wants a big wedding with whose money? Like, get a job. She's not even trying. She's not even thinking, hey, you know what? He can't work for now, so I need to go get a job so that I can afford the things that we need. She's not thinking about that. She thinks, and this is her parents' fault. I 100% blame her parents. She thinks that she should be able to live off mommy and daddy's teat, and they should pay, not just let them live with them, but pay for everything they want. She wants them to help them with the wedding, and by help, I feel like she means pay for the entire thing. She doesn't want to, just get a simple, have a simple wedding. She wants a big, knockdown, drag-out wedding, and of course, she wants her parents to pay for it. Honestly, you guys, I can't stand her. She has the mental capacity of a 6-year-old. And I think maybe 6-year-old, depending on the parents, the 6-year-old has a more mental capacity than she does. She thinks that shit just falls out of the air and lands in her lap. And same with Kobe. Suggesting that her father trained him to take over his company? I honestly, I don't know what I would do. I really don't. If one of my children brought home someone who made that suggestion, I have no idea what I would do. I might end up in cuffs. I might be calling somebody for bail money, because what kind of bullshit? I just can't. I don't know what kind of logic it takes to think, hey, you know what? I've been here a month. I don't have a green card. I don't have working papers. I have zero experience. And it's not like his dad owns a company that does something that he could actually train him to do. If it's landscaping or whatever, all great businesses, but you can be trained to do that. You can't be trained to be an architect. And why he would think, I can't stand either one of them. So I'm on Reddit one day and I'm reading, all the comments about Kobe and whatever. And the large majority of people are like,
oh, I feel so bad for him. He needs a break. He needs a...
Get bent. He's a grown-ass adult. He doesn't need a break. What he needs is a reality check. He tells Emily's father that he brought $4,000 with him, $4,000 US. And you know what? Hey, good on him, because he's got more money than she does. But he thinks that should be able to hold them down for about a year, because that's what it would, they could get by for about a year where he comes from in Cameroon. That ain't even going to take you a full 2 months in the U.S., dude. Unless you can't even live in a cardboard box. I was going to say, unless you live in a cardboard box. But you can't live in a cardboard box for $2,000 for 2 months anywhere in the U.S. Like, no, I'm sorry. Not with a child and a wife. No, I'm sorry. Unless you want to live, like, on the I mean, I don't know how Emily's dad kept it together. I really don't. Even though there are cameras there, like some of you were going to say, oh, well, there are cameras on them, so of course he'd have to keep it together. No, he doesn't. I would have lost my shit. They can edit it out or not, but I would have lost my mind. My daughter has your kid, and I'm supporting the three of you for God knows how long. Now, Dad wants them out by the end of the 90 days, right? Her dad said in this last episode that he wants them out before the 90 days is up. So I don't know how he thinks that's going to happen because Kobe can't work. So Emily's parents, if you instilled any type of responsibility in your daughter, she would understand that she has to work, right? But it's like this bitch doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to work. And I can't even blame Kobe because he can't work, right? He's in the U.S. He has no papers. He's got to wait till 90 days is up. And even when the 90 days is up, he's got to wait for a work permit. So work permit or a green card or whatever it is that comes after that. He can't do anything until that's done. So I don't know. I think they've taught her to rely too heavily on them. And that's their problem. Like, you can't teach your kid nothing and then expect them to know how to manage themselves when they're adults. You just can't. It's just not possible. Let's talk about Kara and Guillermo. Oh, Lord, these two. Okay, Kara and Guillermo wants a big wedding. This is a flip, right? It's usually the woman who wants a big wedding and the guy who is trying to hold down the expenses. But Kara is like, you know what? A big wedding costs a lot of money and she's got some sense, right? Outside of, trying to marry a boy. He's a child, okay? I don't care what anybody says. He's a child. Mentally, physically, he's a child. She's trying to tell him that, you know what, we don't have the money for a big wedding. Why don't we just do, Justice of the Peace, go down to City Hall, blah, 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 whatever, and do a big wedding later. Like, give ourselves some time to spend or to save some money and, that we can do it then. He don't want to do that. He actually didn't believe her when she told him that, the kind of venue that he wants to get married in is going to cost a lot of money. He didn't believe her. So she took him to a venue so that, whoever's there, the host or whoever could show him what the type of venue that he wants to get married in would cost. Apparently, gonna cost between $7,500 and $10,000 just for the venue. $7,500 on a weekday, 10 G's on a Saturday. He concedes to, okay, you were right, it's gonna cost too much money, da-da-da-da. And then that discussion turns into an argument about how she says no to everything. What that right there, that piece of scripting right there made me feel like, okay, this is production, someone behind a camera or a director or whoever saying, okay, now you guys talk about something that you don't agree on, right? Because from him agreeing that, yeah, it's going to cost too much to get married the way I want to get married, to getting into a fight about how she says no to everything. And when she says that she doesn't want to go out with her friends, she puts him in a bad position because, she says, oh, well, Guillermo doesn't want to go or whatever. Okay, bitch, if Guillermo doesn't want to go, why should she say anything else? Why should she not say Guillermo doesn't want to go if the reason that she's not going is the fact that Guillermo doesn't want to go? That to me just felt like, okay, you know what, production? Take your stinky feet out of the script and just let it play out. Just let them talk, right? They could have ended it at the end of, the venue is going to cost too much. We can't have a big wedding. Let's just do a Justice of the Peace thing. No, they couldn't end it there. They had to just roll over into all that. No. Kara, you're trying to marry a child. End of story. Let's talk about Bilal and Shaida. Okay, so in one of the first scenes, remember when Bilal comes in and Shaida is doing wudu or whatever? She's washing her feet before she prays. And she gets water all over the counters, water all over the floor. I would be chapped if I came in and somebody was, cool, do what you need to do, but dry up all the water and stuff that you hosed down my kitchen with, right? Especially with hardwood floors. The hardwood floors are one thing, but there's water everywhere. I'm in Canada. When we come in, we take our shoes off, okay? The worst thing to me, one of the things I cannot stand is wet socks. I hate wet socks, and I hate wet socks because someone else spilled something on the floor and did not dry it up. That would piss me off. I would lose my mind. So I don't blame him for being chapped, but the water everywhere, right? Clean up your water. Clean up the water. Just dry it up. Get a towel. Get something. And she actually had the nerve to call him OCD because he was complaining about the water. I would have complained about the water. You would have complained about the water. Anybody with half a brain would have complained about the water. So anyways, that said, I'm going back for 2 seconds. He's complaining about the water. And remember, like I said, I'm in Canada. We take off our shoes. Cool. He's complaining about the water on the floor, but he's walking around in the house. He's supposed to be so OCD. He's walking around the house with his shoes on. He comes in from outside. God knows what you're stepping in outside. Good Lord knows what you're stepping in outside. He comes in and he doesn't take his shoes off. But he's complaining about the water, and he's supposed to be so OCD. I'm done with this man and his OCD. He is anal, period. Ain't no OCD. I know people who are OCD. It ain't him. So, anyways, in another scene, Shaida is cooking with Bilal's daughter, and she still gets on this, she's still on this call me Umi kick. Like, you know what? Get over it. The child will call you what she wants when she wants to. Like, I don't understand why she's in such a hurry to get them to call her, you know, the equivalent of mother, right? So first, she starts the discussion with the daughter. And she's, oh, well, you know, I really would like it, da-da-da-da, whatever. And then at the end of the conversation, she basically says, okay, well, whenever you're ready. So what the fuck was that whole conversation about then? What was with the push? I don't get it. I'm confused. If you're gonna push and then come back and say, okay, well, you know what? I understand. You don't know me that well. You know, call me what you want until you're ready to call me that, or, you know, whatever. I was like, well, that's 7 minutes of my life I just wasted. You could have left that on the cutting room floor. It made no difference one way or the other. It was like a completely moot conversation. Then Bilal decides that he wants a prenup, okay? He wants a prenup. Now, she says that when they were in Trinidad, she said, don't even ask me about a prenup. I'm not going for it. I don't even want to talk about a prenup. And she's chapped because he brought it up in the last episode. While she's in his country, while she's in the US, he brought up the prenup. When she said to him already, when they were in Trinidad, don't talk to me about a prenup, I'm not doing it. It's not my style. So anyways, whatever. Let's move on to Eve and Mohammed. Eve, I guess, needed a night out with the girls, as we all do from time to time. And of course, Mohammed is chapped. Now, these two, I feel like these two are a central casting hire. I do. Because he saw her in a bikini and slid into her DMs, and he is Muslim. And she knows he's Muslim, but she's not planning to convert or to do anything to make him feel better about the fact that she's not. So how they're thinking that this is going to work, no bloody clue. But it's like, dude, I think at the very beginning of this season, I think I said he slid into her DMs because of her bikini. And then he's going to turn around and say, I don't want you wearing that bikini. She should have known. The second that man said, I'm Muslim, done, blocked. Because our lifestyles don't match. We won't mesh. There's no way a relationship is ever going to work. It's just not. It's just not. So now he's feeling like, because she went out with the girls, she came home late. He goes, I was already asleep. I would have dumped him long before then. Because she came in after he was already asleep. He thinks that her friends are brainwashing her because of some of them, because she's actually standing up for herself like she should have at the very beginning. Or, you know what? Let me correct myself. She shouldn't have gotten involved with this man at all. But you know what? Like a lot of older women who date younger men, she fell for his age. She was impressed by the fact that a younger man was interested in her. That's how she ended up with this guy. I don't care what any of you say. I've seen it before. I've seen it in real life. I've seen women who they got the world by the tail. They're older. Their kids are grown. They're divorced, so they don't have a man in their lives. They're not really dating or whatever. They're dating, but they're not dating anyone specific, like they're not dating any one person. And then some young guy hits on them, and all of a sudden they're all impressed and they're madly in love. Doesn't matter what or how little this younger guy brings to the table, they're impressed by the fact that a younger man wants to date them. This is Eve's problem. This is Eve's problem. In a nutshell, that's Eve's problem. And it's like she totally put on blinders and didn't take them off until they sat down with her friends. Like, and you have a child? How did you have a child and raise him to the age that he is with the brain that you have, with the way of thinking that you have? How did you raise a child to the age of your child? Shit, who ties your shoes? I don't get it. Like, Stevie Wonder could see that these two are not going to work. They're just not. So he says, you know what, you're wasting my time. And, if she doesn't change, or she can't, do what makes me happy, I'm going to go back to Egypt. He said when the 90 days is up, he's going to go back to Egypt. I'd be like, bitch, get on the next flight out. Bye. Go. I don't even know why he's there. Because she told him that she's not going to convert. He's not going to change. Like he said, I'm not going to change. She told him that she's not going to convert. So I'm confused as to why these two are even together. Anyways, like I said, she's impressed by the fact that a man his age is interested in her, period. Anyways, that's all I got for this last episode of 90 Day Fiance. Again, and as usual, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I might have a surprise for you guys next week. Might. But I will put it in the community tab if I actually am going to do it. Thanks for watching.